everybody, welcome back. I hope you are doing well. I just want to say thank you again for coming and spending some time with me, and I'm really excited to be doing this and spending some time with you guys as well. So we're going to get started. I know it's just starting November. Everyone is doing the October favorites. I am not going to do that because I have a video of my fall favorites, so you can look at that, and I feel like it's going to be a little bit redundant. So instead, I figured what I'd do is talk about some things I've recently emptied and a few things I'm working on panning. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do today. First, I want to mention, does anyone have like a favorite sweater or something that they've had forever and they just don't want to get rid of? I have this little cardigan. I recently unboxed all my fall winter clothes, and I've had this cardigan for like 7 years. I bought it at a secondhand shop, and every time I think, okay, I should get rid of it. Like, it's pilly, it's getting old, there's like strings come unattached. I can't. It's just so comfy and I love it. So anyways, so we'll get started on some things I've used up. I'll start with skincare. I recently started using the Neutrogena oil-free acne wash. I know this is like the most basic acne wash I feel like everyone starts using when they're a teenager, but I never did. And after I had my son, I had a lot of hormones and just really started breaking out again. And when I went to visit my family in May, I just wanted a really inexpensive acne wash just to use while I was down there for the 3 weeks. And I got this, and I'm super happy with it. It really helped my skin clear up a bunch, but my face feels clean, and I just really like how it's working on my skin. I've already bought a second one, and I'll probably buy another one once that's empty, but really inexpensive acne wash, but it's working really, really well for me. So I'll talk about some body care because that's really all the face skincare. But one thing I love is the Body Shop. I use a lot of the Body Shop body care stuff, and I recently used up the Body Shop Pinata Coloda. It really smells like a pina colada. It was a summer scent, and oh, it's so good. It's coconut and pineapple. And it makes your skin so soft. I usually, if they have a sale on body wash, I get a body wash from them because they make my skin really soft, and I like the Body Shop. Another thing I always have on hand is a body butter from the Body Shop. This is my absolute favorite line I have used from them. This is the almond milk and honey. Their bubble bath in this is phenomenal. It's like a rich, thick, like a milky bubble bath. It's really good. It's a nice soft scent too. I used this when I was pregnant when a lot of smells were kind of irritating me and making me nauseous. And also even in the hospital, because it's meant for sensitive skin. It's just a really soft scent, and it didn't seem to bother anyone at the hospital, where I am, and not something I'm used to growing up with, very sensitive to scents. That's a big thing around here. So this did really well. Also, a side note, the last 3 or 4 weeks of my pregnancy, I did actually start to get stretch marks, and I used this all over. I wasn't expecting it to get rid of stretch marks or minimize them, but it actually did minimize some of my stretch marks. So added bonus. That's nice. So moving on, another thing that's kind of in the skincare line is Chapstick. I know this is the most basic lip balm that there is out there is the Chapstick brand. It's like a 99-cent lip balm. But for whatever reason, when I use more expensive lip balms, like when I use the EOS, or even sometimes Burt's Bees does it to me, even high-end from Sephora, like the fresh stuff really irritates my lips. They'll make them peel, burn, get like dry and chapped and cracked. I don't know what it is, but my lips just do not like them, especially with prolonged use. But for whatever reason, basic Chapstick works really, really well. And this is in the flavor cake batter. I have yet to see this in Canada. So the last few times I went to the States, I like stockpiled, but this is my last one. Last time I went to the States in May, I could not find it anywhere. I went to so many Walmarts in search of this Chapstick and couldn't find it. I did find Sugar Cookie, which I bought, but I really wanted cake batter. But anyways, really works really well for me. So something that I use every single day I put on makeup is primer mist, or I say primer mist. This is a primer mist, but I don't use it as a primer. I use it as a setting spray. But this is the Hydrating Primer Mist 12-hour. It's hard candy. I don't know that it says it energizes and hydrates. I don't know that it energizes or hydrates, but I do find that it actually takes a lot of the powderiness away from my makeup, and it does help my makeup last longer. I'm really picky about setting sprays. There's a lot that I find really don't work very well, but I actually really like this one. I think it was maybe Emily Noel that talked about it years ago in a video, multiple videos, because I think she used Hard Candy for a while, Sheer Envy for a while. They have quite a few different setting mists, so I'll probably try a different one next time just to see if it works as well, but really happy with this setting mist. I definitely recommend that. Another makeup item, if you watched my 10 things I would replace if I lost all my makeup, this is the one of the things I talked about, the Essence Make Me Brow, and it's a brow gel. It does have little fibers in it. This is the shade Soft Brownie Brows, which I've been using since I stopped coloring my hair. It's more of like a light blondish, light brown, ashy kind of color. So I've been using this one. Usually what I do with my eyebrows is I use a powder, which I will talk about in a minute what I've been using, and then I set it with this. I find if I use a pencil, because my eyebrows are so sparse, it looks kind of funny. I know some people do a really great job at it. That's probably part of it, is I'm not really great with my brows, but also I like the look of a more natural brow. So I just want my brows to look more full, but not like my eyebrows. So I use those. I have used the Benefit one before, and it does work great, but I don't find that it works any better than this. So $30 versus $3, definitely gonna buy this one. Another eye product, and then I have another eye product. This mascara, it's the Tarte Amazonian Clay Smart Mascara. This was one that came in the Sephora birthday set. The first time I used this, I think I wasn't a huge fan of it, which I'm kind of like with mascaras. This is the wand. It's just like a typical mascara wand. The first time I use mascara, sometimes I find they're too wet and I just don't like it. But then after it starts to dry up, I like it much more. That was the case with this. The first time I was like, it's okay. And I think even just by the second or third use, I loved this mascara. Now, I'll be honest, I don't buy high-end mascara, especially at full price. I'm not going to buy it. I don't think it's worth it. I will get a mascara at the drugstore. I think there's so many fantastic mascaras at the drugstore that work just as well, if not better, than high-end mascaras. And I have tried plenty of high-end mascaras. But unless I happen to be in the States at Ulta during a 21 days and they have this on sale, I'm just not going to spend the money because I like my drugstore mascaras. But it is a very good mascara. The last eye product I will talk about is I finally finished this Kat Von D tattoo liner, and this is in the shade Trooper. It's a brush tip applicator, which makes it really easy. It does not want to focus. Makes it really easy for applying and doing a wing. I cannot get over how long this has lasted. I maybe had this for a couple of years, and it just finally, the last time I used it was really dry and skippy. So I decided it was time to be done. But like, it's still, even then, it looks like it's still there, but once I really start putting it on, I can tell that a lot of the color's gone and it's just getting a little dried out. I actually have another one in black and a brown and then 2 deluxe sizes in each shade. So I already have a replacement for it, but it's probably the best eyeliner I've ever used. If you know of another one that's as good as this or better, please let me know. I'd love to try a different one. I've heard good things about the Clinique one. I've heard before the NYX has one that's a dupe to this, but I don't know for sure. Maybe Physicians Formula. But anyways, I'd love to hear your recommendations for another liner. I don't use them as often as I used to, but I do still use them. So I have 2 things I'm getting rid of, 3 things I'm getting rid of. Not because they are empty, but anyways, I'll tell you. The first one is this foundation. It's the Wet n Wild Photofocus. I really like this foundation. However, over the last month when I've used it, it's made me break out, and the applicator kind of sucks. Like I don't like these foundation applicators like this. I get it, but when I've had so many hormonal issues, dealing with acne again, post-baby, I feel like I'm contaminating what's in here, and I think that's why I've been breaking out. Maybe it's just too old. I did use it this summer because it was way too light for me. But maybe I had used it before when I had like a really bad breakout or something, and then it's just contaminated. But either way, I have given it a good try, let my skin clear up, used it again. I've done that 3 or 4 times. Every time I've broken out again. So unfortunately, I do need to chuck this, but it is a really good foundation. The next thing I will be getting rid of, sadly again, is this Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick, and this is in the shade In Demand. This is one of my favorite formulas of liquid lipstick. I love the applicator. I love that it's more of like a whipped moussey texture, but it dries out so fast. Like, it's like a crumbly mess in there, and it's not even that old. I don't know if you can really see. It's one to focus on me. But they're beautiful. They wear well. They are comfortable. The shades, they have some beautiful shades that a lot of others don't, but it takes I feel like 3 weeks in, it's drying up and cracking, and you can already see like there's not even that much product left, to be honest. And again, it's not that old. I haven't used it that much, but they just seem to go bad so quickly. And for a $30 lipstick, that's really unfortunate. I don't like spending $30 on something that's not gonna last. So I don't know that I'll buy them again, which is sad because it really is one of my favorite liquid lipstick formulas. Another lipstick product, this is actually the second time I've filmed this, because the first time I used this Bite Beauty lip crayon. It's the matte cream, and I usually really like these. I've had this sample. I bought like a gift set once, and anyways, it had the color Truffle in it, which is this beautiful like dark cherry. It's so pretty. Like, it's so pretty. And I knew there was a reason I didn't wear it much, but I couldn't really remember why. And I even put a lip primer on, a Bite Beauty lip primer that usually works really well. And as I did my video, it was like traveling outside my lips. I had stuff on my teeth. It wasn't a good time. And I'm not one of those people, like, if something's messed up on the video, I will let you see it because I want you to see me. I want you to know that this is real life. I'm not going to edit the crap out of my videos. I will edit them, but I'm not going to take the real life away from it. But it was so bad. Like, it hurt me to watch my lipstick just like bleeding everywhere. So that's going to go in the garbage. Anyways, that's all of the things that are empty or getting rid of. Now I'm going to go to the things I've been working on panning. And one of the things I was really working on is this Wet n Wild MEGAGLO contouring palette in Caramel Toffee. I used this yellow shade for quite a while for underneath my eyes. But this was just way too like warm and orangey and just dark, even for me in the summer. And I get pretty fair in the winter, and in the summer, I'm more of a light. Sometimes I can even go medium because I'm outside quite a lot and I tan. And it was just too orangey and dark for me. So I was really bummed because I felt like, why would I buy it again? Because I'm only using one side. And then I saw somewhere, I wish I could find where it was, but somewhere, I think on Instagram, I saw that people were saying that this one here, this is a dupe for one of the really popular Marc Jacobs. And I never buy Marc Jacobs products because I find they're kind of expensive. But there's that one. You could tell it's a lot cooler and just a little softer. So, and I had this one. This was in Dulce de Leche. And I had this because I bought them both at the same time to try them, but I didn't use it as much. And I don't know why I didn't really use the bronzer, but since I saw that, I'm like, okay, if it's like an exact dupe and people are crazy over it, let's just try it and see how it works. It's really nice. I've been using this bronzer every day for a while, and this is a great little palette. I usually use this shade to set my under eyes, and then I use this for my bronzer. Sometimes I use this if I go a little heavy-handed, and it'll kind of like blend out my bronzer just to like make it look a little nicer. So yeah, really, really like that. I will absolutely purchase it again when I'm done with it, but I'm working on painting that. So pretty excited how well I'm doing at that. Another thing that I've been working on panning is this Naked Basics by Urban Decay. And I started panning this in January. Turn it this way. Now, I was telling you about the brows. I use these two shades here. I mixed them together, and that's the powder I've been using for my brows. And then I use one of these two, usually to set my eye, to add like a base before I put my eyeshadow on, or to blend out the top, just so it's nice and blended. I sometimes use this for an inner corner highlight, this shimmery shade. Sometimes I use that to deepen out, but usually the palettes I'm using have those shades and they're a little more cohesive with whatever I'm doing. So those 2 shades really don't get used much. Once I finish the 4 in the middle, I will consider this a panned palette because I'm not going to use the other 2. But it is a really good little palette. The last thing I'm working on panning is this e.l.f. I think it's the color correcting is what it is. It doesn't say on the back, but it's this powder. And honestly, I used to use it all the time and then I stopped using it because I didn't really see a point in using it, but I wanted to finish it. I really wanted to use it up. This is in the cool shade. I don't think it color corrects. I don't know if I'm just not using it how they intend it, but I use it all over my face. When I first used it, I didn't really notice that it was doing anything for my face, but I used it because it wasn't taking anything away and I'd feel good about finishing up a makeup. But when I forget to use it, I can really tell that my makeup breaks down, especially around my nose, a little bit more. And the only difference is some days I use this and some days I don't. And when I don't, I can actually tell a difference when everything else on my face is exactly the same, but I don't use this. And I also find sometimes it helps blend in like my highlighter, blush, and bronzer, just makes everything kind of mesh a little bit better. But anyways, I don't know when I'm done with this if it's something I will repurchase. I will probably give it a couple weeks to see what I really think or see if there's something different out. But I actually really am impressed with that it's actually doing something, because when I don't use it, like I said, I can actually tell a difference in the staying power of my makeup. So, I mean, I'm pretty happy about that. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you're trying to use up, or maybe if you have something that you have used up, maybe it's worked awful for you, maybe it's worked fantastic for you, or if you have any of these items that and what you thought about them. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Again, me doing this is wanting to build a community to communicate. I want us to talk about things we love. I love makeup and I want to share it with you, and I want you to share your love of makeup or your desire to learn about more things with me as well. I would love that. So please let me know below. What have you been using? What have you loved? Have you used any of these things and not liked them, or found they work really well in a certain way? Let me know. I'd love to hear, and I will see you guys next time. I hope you have a great day. Bye.